If you see that picture clearly, it's you looking at an audience through a microphone. You know, public speaking is said to be still a greater fear to people than dying. Probably true. Writing can be out there too. And if you think this through, you'll understand that there is a dynamic where fear and doubt are helping each other along. So doubt and fear. The more you fear, the more you doubt. The more you doubt, the more you fear. There's this interplay between the two. And so doubt grows fear, as I said, and fear grows doubt. So now we can see how these work together. We have a relationship between confidence, doubt, and fear. Fear grows doubt, doubt grows fear, but doubt grows and confidence shrinks. Low confidence, more doubt, more fear, and you can see how it goes. Doubt is up, fear is up, doubt is up, doubt is up, confidence is down, and doubt is up, it grows. And don't forget the relationship confidence has to writing, which is our subject. Write from confidence, quality improves, confidence grows, right? So we see this dynamic in play. These things go up on this side, and yet confidence can be going down because doubt and fear are at work too. It all comes together. Here is the dynamic of what's in play. There are these pieces in us in relationship to these elements of fear and doubt and confidence, writing and writing quality improving. And so there we see confidence on one side there to the left and the doubt and fear to the other. And they're battling against each other in this regard. And so confidence can only grow as large as doubt will shrink. That's the nature of this challenge. Now, it leads us to something really useful and insightful. It's not just a bunch of theory, it gets down to something incredibly practical, and that is the principle of leverage. Now, here's what leverage is. First, the picture is actually real. You know, it's actually can be done, that you can stack that much weight on one end and a little weight on the other because of the placement of that fulcrum or that balancing piece. The most famous statement of this was Archimedes, who said, "Give me a place to stand and a lever long enough, and I will move the world." That's the principle of leverage. In other words, instead of trying to do something really difficult and hard, if you can find a way with leverage to do a small thing that has a multiplied impact, well, in writing, there's something that works that exact way once we understand the nature of these systems. So let me ask you, where do you think the leverage is? You've got in front of you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements or pieces. Writing quality, fear, writing, doubt, and confidence. So where is the leverage? Forcing someone to write or reducing fear? Those are really the two options we have before us. So think about it with me for a moment. If we can force someone to write, this can happen. We can actually force them to write. And if we force them to write, then the writing quality can improve. Guess what? Their confidence obviously can improve. And as their confidence improves, the doubt shrinks and the fear shrinks, and it all gets better. I'm so sorry. Middle of this. And so here we are with doubt and fear being affected because our confidence grows because we force people to write. That looks pretty good, and it can work. But guess what? There's a first, second, and third stage if we take this approach. And the stages work like this. First, you hate the process because nobody likes to be pushed around. But then, hallelujah, you learn to write. And then finally, you hate to write. because you hated the process. So you learn this process of being forced, you learn to do it, and then you hate it, just as we described about reading. So, most people never learn to write, so they're plagued with fear and doubt. When you look at it this way, doubt grows very large, fear grows very large, confidence diminishes, we do little writing, little improvement in our writing quality, little confidence grows, and there we live, plagued with fear and doubt. Is it making people write? I'm going to say no. Forcing yourself or anyone is a battle against everything else in the system. Look at that. Forcing them to write has the entire system on this right side battling against them in this confidence, doubt, fear cycle. The leverage is in reducing the fear. Because as fear goes down, writing goes up. As fear goes down, the doubt goes down, we'll see. The confidence go up, the writing can happen, the quality improves, the confidence goes up, the doubt goes down, the fear goes down. Reducing the fear before and during writing. How do we do that? Well, here's how it works. Every little bit of fear that is reduced improves the whole system because of leverage. If we can reduce the fear a little bit, it'll reduce the doubt a little bit. It'll allow the confidence to grow a little bit. It'll allow us to write a little bit. That'll allow our quality to improve a little bit in that feedback loop, which allows our confidence to grow a little bit. And what we're doing is setting in motion something incredibly powerful, right? We can reduce the fear before and during writing. There is a way to do it. Obviously, writing plays into it, but the power in what we've learned over the years has been how to reduce this fear in human beings so that they can go about writing. We're not afraid to write. We're afraid of everything that goes into writing. What goes into writing that makes people afraid? Okay. What is it that makes people afraid that's involved with writing? This is a very impartial list, but let's consider some things. I don't know what I'm doing. Correct spelling. Knowing if it's good before others read it. It doesn't make sense. Poor grammar. It sounds stupid. My writing is uninteresting. Poor punctuation. How to write imperfectly at first. What to write about. How to begin or end. How to pick the right words. What others will think. I could fail. What my writing says about me. Now, these are just a few, but guess what? If you have in your brain concerns about grammar and punctuation, about what to write about, how to begin or end, how to pick the right words, about writing imperfectly, what others will think, what about failing, what it says about you as a person, knowing if it's good before others read it, making sure your spelling's correct, making sure it's interesting, not wanting to sound stupid, wanting it to make sense, and not being sure you know what you're doing. Imagine the inability anybody with all that going on would have to write. They'd be incredibly stuck. And that's the exact nature of what's going on in this world of writing and why few people figure it out and learn how to just simply and confidently enjoy exactly what they're doing. Well, that's the basis of this whole writing course that we develop. There's a course that shows exactly how to end all of those fears, and it's sort of an unimaginable fact. But we've been doing this a long time, and we have lots of letters from lots of people, in all honesty. Sierra Campbell is one that dropped us a note. She said, "Finally, I like my writing. The writing course taught me common sense ways to write essays. After a few lessons, my writing improved dramatically. It made writing essays easy. When I look back on my work now, I don't feel like I want to throw it away." Penny wrote, and she said, "This course is as much for me as for our daughters. I believe the Lord wants me to write a book, and I have felt stuck like it took so much effort. Now I know why, and you can know why as well through the Secrets of the Writing course, just to see our daughters have a freedom with writing that I know they didn't have before we started the writing course. is one of those moments of gratitude that qualifies as abundant life. Many thanks to you for helping me and many others release our potential. And I'm certainly grateful for that, but I couldn't do it either. And I had to painfully learn how to take these fears out of the way so I could move myself on into writing. All the risk is on me. 365-day guarantee. You've got our promise for 365 days after receiving the writing course. For any reason, you may return the course for a full refund. Frankly, most folks find that going through it 6 or 7 times is the way to go. That's how I've done with all my kids, and 2 of them, one has written 3 books, one has written 1, one's about to finish 1. Another one has gotten her essays taken around the classes at college as examples. They're bright kids. I love them. They're awesome. But you know what? They went through this course 6, 7, 8 times and really got the principles in their bones. So all of them are free and confident when they write. They find they go through it 6 or 7 times. It's the way to go. And it feels different each time through because it's unique design information. All you have to do is send us your completed copy of the easy to fill in workbook, which is only fair, and we'll have a refund to you within 48 hours. That's all there is to it, our promise to you. Finally, I want to invite you to ask yourself a question. What would my future be like if I could sit down and write with confidence anytime I wanted to? What would happen in your future if you could sit down and write with confidence anytime you wanted to? If you go through the writing course, you're going to experience that. And you've got a year to figure it out. And if it doesn't work in a year, you get your money back. But imagine what happens in your future in work or in school or in communication or in copywriting and just being on the internet and trying to say things to people in a forum or a blog or something you care about, to have the confidence and ability to sit down and write anytime you want. This is that cure you've been looking for. And right now, it's absolutely our lowest price guarantee. If you want it, get it.